Many Warhammer trademark fans have been fiending to find out how to the grass. Well, let me tell you something, brother. Today we're going to be answering exactly that question. As you know, my name is your host, Mr. Taxidermy. Welcome to Backalley Taxidermy. Now, you might be wondering who we are painting up for today's very first episode. We have been delightfully gifted a set of jump-ass intercessors from a rat we found in the walls. I assure you, friends, you won't want to miss the grass at the end, but unfortunately, we ain't talking none of that good sticky icky grass. We talking grass, as in what Mother says I should touch. Before we get down to business, they want you to like the subscribe button and ring my bell. Thank you. Let's do a little bit of the old black and white and fire up the Erbruski. Don't turn this shit off here. We're just priming. First we put down a black primer layer of Vallejo airbrush primer to get them all sticky. Then we dry them off camera and come back in with a white ink just to hit the tippy top of the models and make a zenithal highlight. Now that we're all primed, what are we gonna do? Well, I tell you, I fixed a jukebox. And now we paint. So take your B&W model and add some Black Legion contrast paint to make all the shit you done whited up black again. And we're gonna do some more Black Legion, cause as I mentioned in a previous video, we're making these guys Ravenwing. And as many loreheads may disagree, Ravenwing dudes are anybody who flippity flies, except when it's not. And we give them all beaky helms because, say it with me, next we add the paint I run out of constantly. Wild wood. Paint in the hood and any leathery bits in a base coat. Crack open some of your broadsword silver, speed paint, and get all the weapons metallic-y. The skeleton horde is approaching, and you know we're gonna take this contrast paint to set the stage for the Sandy Twins. And we back at it again with Army Painter murder scene, just on the purity seals. We done splatted some necromancer cloak all over my palette, but we're gonna just push through this and highlight up the Ravenwinger's armor. You didn't come here for bullshit, so we making the brown less shitty and more leathery with leather brown. Not sure why I did this in hindsight, but we're taking rattling grime and griming up all the silver bits. Then we use Vallejo silver and go all over the shit we just grimed. So I ask you, was the previous step redundant? Perhaps. But you know what? Engagement. Next, we take the Army Painter Tainted Gold.
All my homies love the Army Painter. The Army Painter. The Army Painter.
The Army Painter. The Army Painter. And we paint the Army Painter paint on the details we want gold. Lots of gilding going on. Quickly blast into the past to a previous episode and pulling out some white ink for some super hot easy plasma. Of course, power nodule glow right into the plasma coils. Let the plasma flow, Polytrades nuts. White ink on the eyes, wait to dry, and then slop in some Aethermatic blue for some easy lens glow. After much advising from the before-mentioned rat, we done did cold blue eyes. Thanks, fella. Spread some sandy cheeks and take dark sand, and highlight the skeleton hoarded. Then we take sand, and sand the sand we sand before. As your pal Stewie would say, white, and it's going on the eyes to make them look like they glow. And don't forget to edge the coils. Pop a grimoire perp and pretty up those purity seals. We making these nades green, so use some Militarum green contrast paint and glaze over the silver. I think we're going to make Mr. Beaky a Jedi Counselor, and you can tell because of the green of his lightsaber. To achieve that, we take Warp Lightning contrast paint and glaze some squares spaced out along the blade. And then we take a different shade of green Orc Flash contrast paint and glazy blend the still silvered sword parts. And to finish it off, we edge some fluorescent green paint on the edge of the blade. So much edge you might think Shadow the Hedgehog will be in theaters. Unfortunately, due to circumstances beyond our control,
Baba Booey,
we didn't film us finagling with the decals until now, where we took some matte varnish to seal them fuckers. And now the part you and your comrades have all been waiting for. Get your flippers ready and that beluga bulge bouncing. That's right, it's time to the grass. First things first, magically grow fucking dirt on the base. Next, take some Army Painter basing glue, trademark, and slop it where you want the grass. Time for a taxidermy tip of the day. This one's for those glue connoisseurs out there. When using basing glue, you can use white glue and disguise it as an Army Painter exclusive. Delightfully devilish, Seymour. Next, take some AK-47 summer grass and tweezer it in little clumps. Shake that grass like the sus imposter shake that ass, and spread that grass all over the base. We almost done, so bring in the blood. Blood for the Blood God technical paint. Get all gory the way we like it. And finally, we rim the little Beaky. Thank you for your service, Mr. Beaky. And there you have it, friendos. How to the grass. Did you learn? Did you experience? Good. That's very good. I'm always happy to feed you new knowledge nuggets. Now, I know what y'all want to see, so let's take it to the fridge! What you see? Want to see more? I know you do. So why don't you remember to smash the subscribe button, and then Well, that's interesting. I think it's time for John Lemon to pay for their sins. And to be clear, I'm not talking about John Lennon, hit star of pop quartet, The Beatles. As for you, my name is your host, Mr. Taxidermy, and I'll be seeing you real soon.
Dwarf. I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole, diggy diggy hole, dwarf hole.